Welcome to Super Hot Pepper Seed Germinating, episode 15. Today is January 19, 2017. Here is the progress of the 3 seed pod groupings. Pod grouping 1, 2, and 3. They are getting real tall. I like them this tall. I'm trying to let them grow in these pods as much as I can before I put them in the cups, because once you put them in the cups it starts taking up a lot of real estate, and I think I'll just do it that way. Even though they're a little bit crowded, I'm just going to do it that way. You can tell I've actually switched over from calling them Super Hot Pepper Seed Germinating is the title of each of these videos to Super Hot Pepper Seedling Growing Super Hot Pepper Seedlings is what I'm now calling them. And this last episode was Growing Super Hot Pepper Seedlings, episode 1. Today is now going to be Growing Super Hot Pepper Seedlings, episode number 2. Because, for all intents and purposes, I have finished planting or sowing all of the seeds that I have from the paper towels into these pod groupings. We're beyond the middle of January, where super hot pepper seeds need to be sown, and to have any appreciable amount of pods that will be available before it starts getting cold outside in the early fall. So what you're going to be seeing is just the progress of the growth of the seedlings here in the next month or two, up until late April, before I plant them out into my backyard garden. Just to give you an idea of the depth or the height that these seedlings are at now. Pod grouping 1, 2, and 3. I imagine that soon a lot of these will be put in the cups. I've already got about 10 of the seedlings in cups already, and they're doing really nicely, particularly in the thermostatically controlled dome. I'll show you in a minute. Every day or every night I alternate which one of the 3 of these is going to go into the thermostatically controlled dome. I think last night I had pepper grouping 2 in, so I'll put pepper grouping number 3 in tonight. This is to give them all somewhat of an equal chance of getting, optimal growth. Okay, right now the temperature in this, in the thermostatically controlled, you can see that the temperature probe down in the soil of that one, sort of giving an average of the soil temperature. Right now that is, it says, you can barely see this, but it really should be saying 83.6. There's one of the LED bars that's missing and burned out, it looks like, but it should be 83.6. I've got it set for 88.6, so once the dome goes on, the temperature in the soil will increase somewhat. See, it says 80 there. It's really not 80, it's really 88, because that center bar is missing on the LED that burned out. Just to reiterate, I've got a heat mat under this particular thermostatically controlled dome. You can see it under here. It is kind of hard to see, but it is under here. And I insulate it underneath it with a towel so that all of the heat doesn't go directly into what's below it. And instead, most of the heat from the mat goes upwards instead of downwards, and it's just a more efficient way of using the heat mat. And the heat mat is what is controlling the temperature in the soil. This is just, like I said, this is an average. The probe goes in here, goes in the soil, and the thermostat is reading the temperature in the soil, and once it gets up to the preset temperature, which I prefer to have to be around 86, then the heat mat cuts off until the thermometer or thermostat actually reads it again, until it goes back up. It kind of bounces back and forth between about 83 and 87 degrees, depending on what the thing is reading. Right now, the seedling that has the most progress out of all, what I have now is 58 seedlings that have popped through the soil on all 3 seed groupings, is this one right here. This is a ghost. It was planted on December 30th. Today is January 19th, so it's been 20 days, almost 3 weeks since this was planted in the soil. These are all the ones in the cups are the ones that have progressed the most. There's another one over here. I think that's the second best, and that also is a ghost. This was planted on the 1st of January. So that was planted 18 days ago. And we have other ones that are like 7-pot Douglas, December 21st. Other ones, this is a Trinidad Cherry Red. There's a Cherry Red. These two are Trinidad Cherry Red. They're really not, I mean, they got the Trinity taste and the flavor. They don't have the heat though, they're more mild really. They're milder than a jalapeno pepper from what I'm told. Back to the pod groupings. Pod grouping 1. This is a Moruga Scorpion that I planted on January 13th. I took it directly from the paper towel. I noticed that it sprouted on the 13th of January. Today is the 19th. So in 6 days now it looks like this from a seed. That's not bad progress. Here's the Reaper that I had from last season. I brought it in in early November, late October, down here indoors. I've been taking care of it every day, and it still has a lot of its leaves on. And as you can see here, it still has a couple of pods. I really don't want to pull them off. I really like them on there. They remind me of my last season. And they're yellow Reapers. These 3 were put in cups about a couple weeks ago, maybe a week and a half ago. They were under this heat lamp, or the grow light. It has a lot of heat. It's the one that is put under these domes here. It's not thermostatically controlled over here, but I do keep a thermometer on it. And the temperature, typically when the dome is on, is around 85 degrees. It varies. It's hard to control the temperature. And I'd like these to be a little closer into where the heat lamp is. As you can tell, they look a little frail and a little beat down, a little limp. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to switch I'm going to take these and put them under the thermostatically controlled lamp. I wished I had all the thermostatically controlled domes and thermometers I could get my hands on, but this is a frugal operation here. So we're talking frugal, raising these things up in a frugal manner. So I'm just going to switch them out with 3 of the ones that are over there under the thermostatically controlled dome, so they could get a good chance. These are 2 I just brought over to the thermostatically controlled dome area here. Like I said, they look a little limp and a little, they're not doing good because they were under the heat. The grow light over there, that's not exactly thermostatically controlled like I would like it to be. And compare that to what is under these thermostatically controlled. You're getting nice, healthy looking leaves over here. Again, limp, healthy. Switch them out. Okay, I got the dome under the thermostatically controlled group over here with the LED light and the heat mat. And the grow lamp over here, and it puts off a lot of heat. Like I said, there is no heat mat under these, and basically no thermostat controlling the temperature. But I do know that the temperature in there is generally roughly in the range of where it needs to be, around 86. Okay. I sort of have tracked how many seedlings have popped above the soil. You can see that I tracked how many had popped above the soil on January 8th and how many on the January 16th. Today is the 19th now, so I think there's probably another one. A total of 43 popped on January 8th and 59 on January 16th. And here are the different types. Ghost, Carolina Reaper, sorry for the handwriting, Carolina Reaper Chocolate, Rugged Trinity Original, 7-pot Douglas, Trinity Cherry Red, 7-pot Yellow, Trinity Scorpion Sweet. I do plan on planting some peppers that aren't super hot here shortly. So sowing these peppers, because I do like to have various types of peppers that actually don't make your mouth melt and fall apart by eating them. Occasionally, I just like a nice mild heat type pepper. So these are next on the hit list here in the next month. I usually don't plant these until February in Virginia.